Good morning, guys. So I'm just going to quickly take you through what I like to do in the mornings. First thing, just to get hydrated and to get set up for my day. So firstly, I do a shot of apple cider vinegar. So basically it's about a bit over a teaspoon, and then I fill it with a little bit of water. And then I drink it, and that's the first thing that goes in at the start of my day. Yum. Now, after I finish my apple cider vinegar, I usually let it sit for about a minute or two, and then I'll fill up a 750ml ATP shaker, and I will drink all that water. I don't drink it all in one go, but I drink it over the course of me making breakfast or making a coffee or something like that. And with every little bit of water that I like to have in during the day, I like to put a little touch of salt. So I have some pink salt. So I'll usually grab just a couple of granules of salt, or a few, pop them in there, and just really good for getting the extra trace minerals in, especially if you're on the go all the time and you don't get to dose up on tons and tons of minerals, or if you're not getting you're not putting much salt in any of your food. This is a really good way. Plus, also keeps me hydrated. I'm training all day long anyway, so hydrated, minerals, it's good for you. So let that sit for a bit, and you're gonna sip on that until it's done before you leave the house. Alrighty, so after I've had my apple cider vinegar, I've filled up my water, I'm gonna grab my supplements. So I have them all set up here, so they're on display. This also reminds me if I'm in a rush and I'm coming past and I see it, I know to take them. If they're in a cupboard somewhere and you've got your mind on other things, you tend to forget and you don't take them. So this is where I keep them so I can see them all the time. So multi-food every morning, which is 2 multi-food. And do 1 Alpha Mars. And I'm doing Aurum oil. These are like my staples for the morning. And at the moment, I'm also doing the 10-day gut right protocol. So I'm trying to do the best I can with the Modbiotic diet that they give you to follow along to, but I'm also trying to get back into training as much as I can too. So sometimes I don't quite have exactly what the diet has, but it's basically having gut right 3 times a day, just 1 scoop. Everyone's just like, oh, the gut right tastes terrible, and like I can't even down it in the smoothie, but I really don't mind it. Delicious. Well, not too bad anyway. All right, so we're going to make some breakfast. A really generic go-to, or common go-to I go to is oats. So we're gonna do some oats. I'm gonna make double today. So I'm doing a cup. In some spring water. I'm just gonna let that sit and cook for a bit. And this is so simple, so easy. All you have to do is really just put oats in some spring water, get it hot, don't let it burn. Maybe it's actually harder than it seems. I burnt mine a fair few times. And then over here, we've got a couple of ingredients that we're going to pop in once the oats are cooked. We're going to put in some mesquite powder. It has some really good vitamins and minerals, plus it makes it a little bit sweeter and gives it a nice taste. I'm going to put in some raw cacao, just for a bit of a chocolatey sensation. Plus it's got tons of antioxidants, full of magnesium as well. We'll top it with a little bit of my favorite peanut butter, cinnamon, and a little bit of maple. And that'll be our breakfast. Part of our breakfast, should I say, because I'm also going to be making coffee, which is essential. So I like to sometimes thicken it up just a touch with a little bit of cocoa quench. And the oats that I like to use, I love to use the organic unstabilized rolled oats. And if you want to look for like a completely gluten-free oat, you can do that too. Oats don't actually have gluten in them anyway, but because they're harvested and then they're usually processed, in a lot of places where there is gluten, usually you find traces of gluten in the oats. So if you'd like to find a completely gluten-free oat, it's usually a bit more expensive, but you can also do that too. And I've also grabbed a couple of extra ingredients that we're going to be putting in, which is raspberries and blackberries. I love to mix my food up. Like I'll put berries with everything. Put berries with breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. They're like my ultimate berries. And I eat berries a lot, especially at competition. Not for any other particular reason other than I just really love them. But good phytonutrients, good vitamins, not a lot of sugar in the berries. Although I don't particularly avoid natural sugar, they just don't contain a lot. We also have some other ingredients. I like to pop in some seeds as well. So we have black sesame, we have pepitas or pumpkin seeds, and then we also have a ton of hemp seeds. Love to chuck these over pretty much every meal I have. Really good for omegas, really good for zinc, mag, lots of vitamins that you would normally get on a non-plant-based diet, but it just, fills the void of a lot of things that you think that you're missing out on. So research them, see what's in them, and then add them to your food. Another thing is your cinnamon. Try and get a good quality cinnamon. If you can get the cinnamon sticks, that's amazing. But cinnamon's really good for leveling out blood sugar. So if you are having a sweet treat, try and put some cinnamon on there, and that will not give you such a spike in your blood sugar. Alrighty, so now we're to the fun part, which is my coffee setup and making coffee, which I absolutely love. So much so that I even set up a little espresso coffee bar in my gym. But now I've got this little home setup, which I'm in love with. And it was like one thing I said to Kayla. I said, oh, if we could just put one thing in the house. that kind of like just spices things up. Coffee machine. And this is epic. So here's my Rancilio Black Edition Sylvia and my Eureka Specialita coffee grinder. Basically, I am not a barista, so don't try and pick up all my techniques because they're not perfect, and I don't entirely know what I'm doing, but I try and learn when I've got time. So we're using a bean today from a local roaster, the Coffee Baron. He does beans for our gym too, and I take his beans home and I have them here. And he's pretty precise on when I'm only allowed to grind them and use them, so he's all about the quality. I'm still toying around with my grind settings on here. I've been told to grind my beans to around about, depending on the bean, 18 to 20 grams. And then I also do my pour over around 28 seconds. And for a double shot, I'm looking for about 60 mils, I believe, or 45 mils. One of the 2 ounces. Everyone has a different opinion, but that's what I do. I do mine over 28 seconds. And then I really like to be reusing all my jars. So I have my peanut butter and raspberry jars, which are now my coffee jars, coffee cups. Just finished breakfast. It was amazing. We're now going to head to the gym. We're going to do a workout with the class at 9:30. So I'm going to be looking at putting up some more videos over the course of the next few weeks. Hopefully I can do one a week for you guys, just showing you what I eat, how I train, what I do in day to day, and hopefully you guys find it interesting.